I want to start with talking about two philosophies that I really believe in, business philosophies. The first one is communication, and why communication is so important. I'm going to tell you guys a very personal story here about how when communication isn't done correctly, really bad things can happen. That's my son, Jack. He was born in 2005 at 27 weeks gestational period, so 13 weeks early. You can see he's got a lot of things going on here, right? He's got breathing tube in to help him breathe. He's being fed through an NG tube. He's under bilirubin lights, thus the mask to protect his eyes. His heart rate's being monitored. His breathing rate, O2 stats are being monitored. That's my wife's hand there holding him. He's about maybe 2 days old in this picture. It gets a little worse. About 24 hours after this picture was taken, he was diagnosed with spinal meningitis. And the doctors said to us, your son is gravely, gravely ill. And so you can imagine what the next few hours, days, and weeks were like for us. Each day we'd come in, how's he doing? Is he getting better, et cetera? We'd sort of look at all the data that we could look at ourselves. And finally we had a family meeting. And for anyone that's ever had any experience in a NICU, that's kind of a conference room right off the NICU. It's not a great place to be. That's where they have the really hard conversations. And so we're sitting down, and the neonatologist is talking about how he's progressing, and all the nurses are there. And the nurse turns to my wife and I, Lisa, and she says, you know, when Jack goes home, he'll probably be on oxygen for another 6 to 9 months. And so my wife and I looked at each other, instantly burst into tears, looked back at them and said, you mean he's going to live? So don't assume that people know things, right? Every single person out here, you know, you're in a function. You're doing a job. You're really good at it. Other functions don't know all the things that you're doing. We had the best doctors. This is the Brigham and Women's. The NICU at Brigham and Women's is world class. But they got so siloed in what they're doing that they never really bothered to tell us, hey, we're getting out of the woods here. Share that information, right? There's so many teams and so many functions here, and sharing that information is so critical. It's something that I talk about all the time with the marketing team. Marketing touches a lot of functions. And so if we can get really good at that and working with everyone and vice versa, we're going to add a lot of value to the company. The second big philosophy is improving every day. So I've told this story before. When I walk in the front door to this building or the back door every morning, I get butterflies in my stomach every single day. And I've done that at every company I've worked at because it's like, how can I get better today? How can I add value today? How can I make sure that I'm really doing my best today? So Jack has a sister, Lily. She weighed 1 pound, 15 ounces. I could take my wedding ring, put it over her hand, all the way up her arm to her shoulder. We talk about getting better every day. And those little improvements add up. You've heard Warren Buffett talking about the miracle of compounding interest, right? You can see it in the growth of a child. You can see it in the way divisions and businesses and functions get better. That's Jack and Lily at 1 year. That's Jack and Lily at 10 years just this past fall. So. And we were crazy enough to go on and have 2 more. But bringing it back to us, getting better every day and communicating.